ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back to Toasty Tentacle. I am your host, the Reverend Ellsworth. You might say, Ellsworth, what is that fancy thing on your hat? Well, I'm sorry, what's that fancy thing on your head? Well, that right there is a Toasty Tentacle top hat. You say, my goodness, it's a striped top hat. How'd you manage that? I was like, well, I use no less than 4 strands. That's right, 4 strands of Bernat blanket yarn. You can see some of my tutorials on my YouTube channel, which you're only viewing this if you're on my YouTube channel. But hey, you know, whatever, we can dream. We can dream big. You say, Ellsworth, my goodness, you're going to wear the hat the whole time? I might. It gets a little warm, I'll be honest. We're in springtime now. It's starting to warm up. It's a little warm for the top hats. I'll be honest. Whoo, changes the acoustics in the room. All right, I've got my fancy Audacity set up. I'm gonna try very hard to look at y'all, not look at y'all. I don't know why I suddenly have an accent. Oh, I can get the cord out of the way. So here, oh, that's attractive. You learn so much. You know, people mock me. No, nobody mocks me. It's fun to create a adversary, but it's fun to create an adversary, but it's not true. It's not true. People don't hate me. Oh, we are really loud. All right, maybe we'll back up a little bit. People don't hate me as much as I say that they. I really don't know how to play guitar. I know like 5 or 6 chords, and then I just keep playing them. And I'll tell you a funny story about music in general. I was watching a Bo Burnham special the other day, and yeah, of course on bootleg. And I was watching the Bo Burnham special on the YouTubes unofficially. Sorry, Bo, I'm poor. But on the Bo Burnham special, he was like, he said something like, "Oh, you know, comedians say I'm not a real comedian because I'm not a purist, because I incorporate music into my act." And I was like, "Oh man, that is." I mean, it's actually kind of true. But I mean, when it doesn't really matter though, because are you not entertained? Of course, you're entertained. And fun story to that effect is I went to an open mic in a place locally, Ellicott City, before the plague came. Before the plague came and shut down all the social venues, we went out to a place called the Judge's Bench, and they have an open mic on Tuesdays. It might come back. And it just says open mic, and it kind of doesn't really specify what kind of open mic, you know. And so I thought I'd give him a call, and this old guy answers the phone. He's like, "Judge's Bench," it was kind of like, "Hello," it wasn't even like Judge's Bench. How can I help you? It was like, yeah, yeah. It's like, "Oh, hey, hello. Do you have an open mic there?" Yeah, it starts around 7. Yes, sir. Is it comedy? Oh, you're a comedian. Yes, sir. I'm a comedian. You better be funny. Yes, sir. I better be funny. So is it a musical open mic too? And he's like, yep. So then I figured my strategy was this. Quite simply, I would just take Isabella, which I named my guitar because it sounds. It's actually from the Knock Knock joke, where it's like, knock knock, who's there? Isabel. Isabel who? Isabel broken. It was funny because if you're watching this on YouTube, please, like and subscribe. You'll get to see some of the interviews that I've been doing. I just did an interview recently with Joe Wolf of Oi to the World and was it Dead End Lane? I think it's Dead End Lane. But he's a rebel's rebel in a family of musicians. Little Joey stretched forth on this land and said no. I'll not join your jazz musician band. I'll go out and start my own punk band. Screw you, mom and dad. I'll do it my way. No, it was a fun interview, and I had a lot of fun. And we actually got him to get his guitar out, and he played us some awesome stuff he was working on. And what he was talking about is that he would come into this musical expression where he would come across a new note, and he's like, "Oh, that's a cool note, and I want to do that." And I wanted to tell him, but I don't want to interrupt the interview because it's all about Joe Wolf. And because I didn't want to interrupt the interview, I decided that I would just put it here on my vlog. My daily offering, my daily practice. I was thinking about setting up, seeing if I could share with you some. Share screen. Oh, snap! We can share stuff. Oh, no, see, I'm recording. Nothing embarrassing. Please, nothing embarrassing. All right, well, that's not up there yet. So what I like to do is I like to design stuff in LMMS. Now I don't know if that's going to crash everything, but we're going to try to pull that up. See how that goes because little high on the volume. I turned the sensitivity of the microphone up. Yeah, I turned the sensitivity of the microphone up, so I'm also monitoring that as well. I don't have headphones. I normally wear headphones with our guests. But what I was going to tell Joe when he was on the interview is I was going to say, I had that same moment when I was listening to Animals House of the Rising Sun, because they do this thing where they go from an A minor. There is a house. A minor to E minor. And I'm playing the song rather incorrectly right now, but what I can tell you is that E minor to A minor or A minor to E minor inspired me, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And what if I did an upstroke? Because for some reason I'm addicted to the upstroke, and we'll see how it goes. A minor to E minor, yeah. Oh, wait. Then it goes to I hate this chord. It's a B. B minor? Nope. There we go. Yeah, it's one of those chords. It's a bar chord where you're supposed to grip it like this, and you're all like, yo. That's what I should be doing. And if I'm really trying to practice, in the spirit of practice, I'll do the chord right. It's a bar chord. You use your finger right there, your pointer finger, and you lay it across the sacrificial slicing devices. You might recognize this from your deli section to slice cheese, but today you'll be using it on your fat sausage finger. So go ahead and squish that down there on there, and go ahead and put your thing there. And then remember that you haven't trimmed your nails quite yet today. So it's going to be a tough one. So let's go ahead and try it, shall we? I love the sound. It's just something about that. I think that's a B minor, B flat minor. It's a B minor. And then you put some words on top of it. You were there when I opened my eyes, and you taught me how to pick my fights. And on rainy days, you taught me how to play. Mister, keep going. Oh, so nice. Ah, yeah. I forget the rest of the words, but let's see here. Oh, you were there. Oh, that's what it is. I got it. Well, so we'll take it from the top because it's practice anyway. Nobody watches these. There when where's it go? Life moves so damn fast. I just blinked my eyes and now I'm staring at the past. I could have sworn I had something. You were there when I You taught me how to pick my fights. On rainy days, you taught me how to play. Yeah. There goes one of Papa's paper aeroplane. Oh no, so close. Lifetime later and the paper cuts all the same. Oh, what? Oh, E minor. What I wouldn't give to hear you say. Nope. Say. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Looks like it's raining. Let's go fold one of those planes. There's so much I'm doing wrong on this, and it's. But that's a song I like to play with that song. It's a nice song. You know, it's fun. As I was walking in here, I was thinking of a song my mom. Hopefully, I'm going to interview her later today. My mom talks about songs that the Lord gives her every day. She wakes up with a song every day, and she always loves to sing this song to me. So she's like, Sean, you want to hear my song for today? Of course, I want to hear your song for today. And sometimes I'll recognize it, and sometimes I don't. And then what did she sing the other day? Sang one the other day that was, real popular in my family. Farther along, we'll know all about it. It would be impressive if I knew the chords, but I don't know the chords. But I'll play softly. Maybe you won't notice that I'm just messing around. Anyway, it's really sweet that she shares a song with me every morning, and it's fun because I don't get songs necessarily, but I make songs. So I don't know if you want to say it's getting them necessarily. I don't necessarily know where they come from. I just know I get songs. Songs, yes, songs happen. Songs occur to me. Yes. Can't do puppets with rings on, can you? Yeah. Anyway, that was fun. And if you get a chance, definitely check out the interview with Joe Wolf. I'm going to put this over here. Oh, man. Oh, perfect height. Perfect height. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that's not too annoying. I don't think that you're going to be missing too much of the hoopla with me. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can share something with you all on the Zoom. This is part of practicing. I'm going to share screen here. I'm going to share. This is what I love to do. Untitled. This is my LMMS. So I'm really excited about this. I'm share. Oh, wow. Is that doing? Yeah, that is awesome. This is an awesome program you can download for free, LMMS. Please support the project. It's an open source project. It's a Linux multimedia music simulator, I think it is. But what it does is it allows you to basically create beats. And it always starts with this triple oscillator sample track and beat baseline editor. There's a FX mixer. I honestly don't even understand that. I have played with this thing for hours, don't even know what this thing does. This over here, have no idea what that does. We're going to get rid of that too. What I do know is that these two screens right here are fun to play with. So what we're going to do is we're going to open that up. We're going to open that up right there. And we can go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do a beat. So the kicker here, see if you can hear that. That is not fun. That is not fun. So we're going to replace that with something else. So basically you go in here, you have a whole bunch of these cool samples under your basses. You have some, so you double click this stuff, it pops over here. You can hit it here, 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 then hit play. It'll loop. Yeah, all right. So that's a little repetitive. So we're going to get rid of that. All right, that's good. So then we need a little bit, we need a little something snare. We need some snare. I am popular today. Always at a, oh. That one always sounds like a hit to me. Clap 3 under drums. It's just a straight punch. We'll do the punch because that makes me happy. Uh, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. Oh, yeah. And see, what you do is you basically fill a structure, and it's all based on 4/4. Now you can change those measures. You can change the measures up here to something else. Honestly, again, I played with this for hours. I've made lots of things in this, and I don't know that I've really understood 95% of the possibilities that you have with this. So I can't describe how much I've enjoyed LMMS and how much I would encourage you to check it out. Here's one of the stuff I've been working on, and it's so funny because I really don't know what to name this stuff. So what I'll do is if I sing along with it, maybe, or I'll just come up with do dia do. Like, what is that? What is that? So what are we going to do here? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save this. Save this as please don't be embarrassing. Please don't be embarrassing. It is not. We're going to sing this as sample something. Yep. Okay, beautiful. And we'll just save that for now. And we'll come back to that. But let's go back to this ridiculous doom dee do. Like, I don't even know what that means. But what I'll do is I'll spend all this time on this wicked thing. Listen to this. Mm. All right. I thought that would be a little banger, a little more banger than I thought it was, but not so much. Oh, so we can go to some nasty bass. That sounds promising. Nasty bass. Yeah. Of course, my speaker's not so good. Not so good. But hopefully you're getting some of that. Anyway, I would encourage you to enjoy those. Of course, I share those with you as Creative Commons license, open source, free, three, what, share alike, attribute, something. Yeah, that sounds good. So whatever that is. So we'll go back to this. Screen sharing has stopped and share window is closed. Of course it is. Beautiful. We're back to this joyous event right here. So thank you so much again for being here with Toasty Tentacle. This is our semi-regular vlog to describe some of the things that we are enjoying. I have a clothing moment for you. A slicker guest would have, a slicker host would have walked in with the item already on, but he had a guitar. I know, excuses. It's always something. It's always something with this guy. So here, let me do you a solid and repeat this if you don't mind. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's do the whole nine. Give me a second. Wow. Well, hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Welcome to Toasty Tentacle. I'm your host, of course, the Reverend Ellsworth. I just want to let you know I am a little chilly in the studio, so that's why I have this fantastic hat on. Toasty Tentacle top hat. Get them while they're hot. They're still in the 3 digits. Get them before they get into the 4. You know what I'm saying? These are exclusive, limited edition wedding glasses. Can't get those anymore. Sorry. And this right here is what a friend of mine calls a sleeve. A sleeve is what he called it. He called it a sleeve, which I think was his way with his really amazing silky accent of just saying a sleeve. But essentially, what it is a sleeve made out of fun fur. It's not real fur at all. And someone has taken the time to take something that was kind of a maroonish brown sort of fun fur and then tinge it with this beautiful teal. I hope you can see that. It's not like I mean, it really kind of plays with the eyes because it gives it a luminescent quality. So that's a lot of fun. Anyway, You say, Sean, my goodness, how did you come by this sleeve? Well, that is the interesting part of the story. So I went to this party, this wonderful party that happens on a semi-regular. No, I think it actually happens on an annual basis called Alice's Restaurant. And I won't give out much more details because I don't think it's my place to give them. But it's a pretty open community, and I think they would be solid with just letting the world know. But again, I'll leave it up to them. But I went to Alice's Restaurant. I actually got to perform comedy there once, and it was good. I followed up the next year. I forgot to bring my guitar. That was a mistake, because I realized when I went to the judges bench for the open mic, I realized something, that you could either be a comedian who had to be really funny at a musical open mic, or you could be a mediocre musician that told jokes while you were silent, basically quietly strumming stupid guitar chords. I say stupid; they're wonderful guitar chords. I'm just a stupid guitarist. Anyway, I went back to Alice's Restaurant. Well, actually, it was the first time I went, and it was a fantastic crowd. It was a beautiful night. It was warm, but I still wanted to bring a jacket, so I brought this really nice black hoodie. And I think a black hoodie, everyone should own a black hoodie. I think it's a standard of American apparel. I don't think anyone should be without a black hoodie. I think it's be standard issue. It's like, welcome to America. Here's your black hoodie. Um, Now I had this black hoodie, and it wasn't just any old black hoodie. No, it was an insulated, like fleeced, not real fleece, of course, but it was like yeah, it was a faux fleeced cotton hoodie, black hoodie. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was comfortable. It was like 5X, super, super comfy. And I had already broken it in for like a year or two. So of course I took it with me on this brisk, Halloween night. It was right there after Thanksgiving, and it was perfect. And there was a fella rocking this thing. And I was just so fascinated by it. I'm like, man, that's an amazing sleeve. And he's like, oh, this thing, this is not amazing. Here, let me show you how not amazing it is. This nuts. Here, you put it on. You put it on. You try it on. So I put it on and I tried it on, and I tell you, oh, felt like $1,000,000. Felt like $1,000,000 all night. I was rocking around with my sleeve. And when you don't actually wear it like a sleeve, because it's kind of designed for smaller arms than me, you can kind of rock it on your shoulder like a pelt, which is also very nice and very cool at a party. So anyway, this fine fellow and I, we were chatting, and he's like, "It looks good on you. You take it." And I'm like, "What? No. What are you talking about?" I was like, "What?" And it really, like, okay, so I grew up in a family that didn't really, we don't take compliments. Compliments are kind of like, it's like a hot potato. It's like, oh, you're fine, and you're like, oh no, no, you're fine. And you're like, oh, no, who's fine? You're fine. Oh, like, oh no, I'm not nearly as fine as you are. Woo, it's kind of like it's almost like a hot potato, and it's almost like a volleyball made of lava. It's just like, you know. So when I tried it on, I mean, that should be a thing. When somebody lets you try on their coat, that's a level of trust. Like, I just met you. You're letting me try something on. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, that's a level I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure where we are, who we are, what we're doing. I was confused by the whole thing, I'll be honest. But I mean, we got through it in a general sense. Um, I'm trying to act slick while I'm trying to pump it up. Sigh, what happened next? All right, so uh I should have known when he let me try the jacket on, because when somebody lets you try something on like this, I mean, that's, you're basically wearing their body warmth. Yeah, you're wearing your body warmth. And that is a weird thing. So I was sitting there wearing his body warmth, and I had my jacket like on the chair, and he was like, you can take it. I don't want to take it. It feels weird. You can take it. I don't know. You can take it. Okay, if you want. Uh-oh. Did that end the meeting? What? Hey, we learned something. we learned that our camera will go down. Nah. This is why we practice. It's exactly why we practice. So you were telling us the story about the guy with the sleeve. At least I think that's what was going on. It was kind of boring. Don't be like that. I'll be like that if I want to be like that. You know, I can put you back in the box. You can catch a yawn to the head if you want. All right, we don't have to get aggressive. We can if we want to. So the sleeve, yeah, the sleeve. Why don't you tell them about the sleeve? So yeah, the sleeve. The guy was like, "Yeah, no, go ahead, take my sleeve." And I'm like, I don't know. That feels, oh, okay. And I'm like, thank you. And then of course, you know, the inside of me cannot handle this. No, can't handle. No, can't handle this at all. You know, you shouldn't do the accent. You shouldn't do the accent if you're not going to move my lips, because then it sounds like I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I shouldn't be here. Thinking I've got better things to do than listen to his stupid sleeve story. It's not a stupid sleeve story. The guy was really nice. He took off his sleeve, he put it on me, he complimented me in his coat. Yeah, that was kind of weird. And then he gave it to me. It was really weird. So I didn't know what to do with it. And I'm like, well, thank you. And of course, you know, if a man gives you his jacket, you give him your coat or something. You are not reading that at all in the Bible. You should walk around naked. He should have your jacket and your coat. Right. So I didn't feel right. And so then I was like, this hoodie, this really good hoodie. And I felt something, you know, because it was your hoodie. I know this was like my classic American apparel. It wasn't American apparel. It was, I don't know, Walmart or something. But I mean, this was my USA token of citizenship. I couldn't just get rid of it. And then, but at the same time, this man gave me his coat. So I gave him my coat. I gave him my hoodie. You gave him your hoodie. Yeah, I gave him my hoodie. So my hoodie is out there floating around on a man's jacket, whose sleeve I now adorn my carcass with. I know. And I tell you, the sleeve is fabulous. And I have a better story for having the sleeve, right? And I take it out like 3 times a year. And then I go, wow, this is wildly uncomfortable. I must have been really drunk at the time. You were wildly plastered at the time. I was very toasty, very toasty. Like a toasty tentacle. Toasty tentacle, of course, brought to you by SeanPevis.com. The puppets that need no introduction because no one cares. Oh, that's kind of dark. You went dark there. All right, folks. Well, that is our clothing story. The sleeve, that was a long process that took forever. But before we go, I want to talk about our book moment. First of all, I started a hashtag today, plant a book seed, not plant a seed, but plant a book seed, because I believe strongly that you have a book inside of you waiting to come out. And I also believe that if you give me 15 minutes every day, say it with me, if I invest 15 minutes every day in my book, I'll have a book by the end of 2020. And you say, Sean, that's stupid. 15 minutes a day. I could never do a book. And I'm like, you can't give me 15 minutes? I know you're wasting 15 minutes on social media. I know you've watched stupid videos from your friends for 15 minutes this day. This day, you'll probably spend an hour watching some show that will not get you any richer or any closer to your goal. But if your goal is one of these by the end of the year, you give me 15 minutes of the day and you'll have one of these by the end of the year. Now, the reason I'm very happy about this specific book is called Through My Windows, The History Behind Holy Hip Hop by Soup the Chemist. Now, Soup the Chemist, I'll tell you his real name is Chris Cooper. That was his birth name, Chris Super C, the Hood of Good. I know Super C because Soup the Chemist because my youth pastor at Calvary Assemblies of God was trying very hard to reach out. Pastor James and his wife Wendy tried very hard to reach out to me as a troubled teenager, and they thought, what better way to reach him than rap? And what they did is they went out and they bought SFCs. Oh man, that is a Save Man in the Jungle. That's what it was, a Save Man in the Jungle. And to this day, I can give you whatever word by word. Snare, kick head, baseline, rewind, and I let it rhyme. No 4-letter words because that's weak now. Why? Because it's reality, but not my mentality. No need to do this. I'm not down. All right, I won't bore you with the details, but I can totally do that one. And I can totally do Save Man in the Jungle. Oh, oh, and they had Third Phase. That was an amazing album. I can't even tell you some of the songs on there. That was amazing. Just fantastic, groundbreaking music. You had Illumination, and then you had Dust come up when Soup went wasn't rocking with DJ Dove anymore. And I don't really know the story, but oh, maybe I would if I cracked this book open. But I'll tell you the story that I have that I don't know if it actually made the book because he's probably got a bigger window approach. But this man right here, after he drilled into my ear hole with the various tapes that I had received over my life, because I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music, I had to listen to Christian music. So that's the art I appreciated. I was in high school one day and this lady got up and said, "Oh, we've got tickets here. If you want some tickets," my nice homeroom teacher, "if you want some tickets to a concert, let's see, it's Lisa Beville, Daryl Mansfield, and FSC. I was like, SFC? They're like, yes, SFC. And I'm like, oh, Soldiers for Christ. And like nobody knew it was Soldiers for Christ because it was just SFC, And it's so like when you look back at that, and if you took my life story and you replaced all the times I said Christian with Muslim, it would sound terrifying. Like, I knew they were soldiers for Christ, they were Mujahideen. And I was like, Allah Akbar. But see, that's terrifying. But if I would go, oh, I know he was soldiers for Christ, and for God so loved the world that he saved his only begotten Son. You know what? I won't get really. Oh, this is recording. I can get into a theology debate, but that is for another episode. Oh, stay on topic. What I wanted to say is in that moment, I was very happy to be a Christian going to a public school where somebody was giving away free Christian tickets because they were all Christian artists. And so I got these tickets and I went to the concert and I took my dad. Now, my dad, you have to understand, was 47 years old when I was born. So my father and I had like 3 generations of understanding music, literature, and cultural references between us. It was a little difficult to relate sometimes. But he, bless his heart, took me and my friend Melissa to go to this awesome concert. And we went to the concert. It was fantastic. And of course, I got to see SFC, and they came out and they rapped, and I saw DJ Dove and Chris Cooper, and I saw the Anointed Nubian. And I was just so happy to see all these guys in concert. And then afterwards, of course, it's a small concert. It's at like a college, like a university auditorium. So you can walk right up to them. And of course, they're all sweating because they just got off stage. And I'm like, "Oh, Mr. Cooper, you're a really good guy." And like, and you're a Christian band. So it's not like, "Oh my God, can we go get high in your trailer?" No, you're like, "Hey, can we go read the Bible in that corner over there while we share some snacks from the vending machine?" Yeah, that's simping. Is that what they call the kids call it these days? Simping. Anyway, so I was trying to be popular I was trying to hang out with my rock star for 5 minutes, and my dad comes up and my dad's like, young man, I don't understand most of what I just saw there. My dad was so awesome. I mean, he was unafraid. He would walk into any situation unafraid, but he would tell you honestly. He's like, "Young man, I don't understand anything of what I just saw." But then he says, "But I got to meet I know my son looks up to you, and meeting you is a huge thing for him. And I got to meet one of my guys. I got to meet Ira Stanfill." And my dad doesn't have a New York accent, but that's probably where it's going to slide. And I got to meet Ira Stanfill, and Ira Stanfill wrote all these great hymns. And I'm like, "Ira, I don't understand the songs today." And he's like, Ira looked at me and said, "It's just music. It's all music. It's just music, whether you understand it or not. It's all music. It's all the same thing." And I remember Super the chemist, looked at my dad. This guy looked at my dad and he was like, "Sir, you're 67 years old." He's like, I pray to God I'm on this side of the earth when I'm 67 years old." And it was so nice. He was so respectful, and he made that moment with my dad, and he probably doesn't even remember it, but it was so awesome to just have somebody that it was an artist that I admire, someone I respected, someone I invested my time in. Like I had listened to their music over and over and over, and it's in my head. And to have someone who I admire just take a moment and validate that admiration was just, oh, oh I go on and on. Anyway, Through My Windows, The History Behind Holy Hip Hop, Soup the Chemist, amazing book. You can get it on lines. You can also get Soup the Chemist, the CD. Check out the music if you're into that kind of thing. Let's see what else we got. I'm sure I had a thing. And the message for today. Well, not a message for today. That kind of silly. We'll call it the fortune cookie, because you got to have a fancy name for things, because people need boxes to figure out their stuff, man. So our fortune cookie today is 1,000 annoying things. And this is what I just tell. As I was walking in here, I hit that guitar on like 15 different things. And then the curtain wouldn't open and it snagged and it started pulling, and things just started going nuts. And I was trying to lose my mind. And then I was like, oh, 1,000. And I started going, oh, that's great. It is. It's part of the whole thing, isn't it? That's right. That's right. And I remembered it. It's that thing. It's that thing I remember is there'll be 1,000 annoying things to do today. Yeah, that's right. There'll be 1,000 annoying things to do today. Yeah, just playing some random chords. Doesn't really matter what you're playing, because you're going to stub your toe. And it's funny because I was thinking about this. Yesterday, I was getting the mail. I took the mail out from my mom. I was like, "Oh, that's so nice." I take the mail out from my mom. I'm a nice kid. Maybe mom will wake up and go, "Oh, I'm glad I didn't suffocate him in the crib." My mom would never say that. She would think it though. I'm glad I didn't suffocate him in the womb. No, I'm not sure where that. I like that chord progression though. It's terrible. Whatever song I write, it'd be like, I remember when it was about his mother killing him. No, but I was doing a nice thing. I was taking the mail out from my mom, and as I was coming back, I'm telling you, my slippers, well, lo and behold, they lived up to their name, and I slipped and I ate concrete step, and both hands out. Thank God, both hands out. And you get up and you're like, oh, and I tell you, all the happy, joy, lucky just went out of my. And I can. I don't know what that is. I wrote another song on top of that, but who cares? It's just fun. 10 different hit singles, all the same to you. No, but I did. I ate stairs, like both hands, and you get up and your hands are vibrating, because they want to bruise, but they're also like, "What did you do? Like, what's going on?" Like your hands have no idea what's going on, and they're just like, "We work all day for you, and you just, what was that? Like that hurt. Don't do that again." And I was like, "Well, everybody's got a plan to get punched in the face." And an hour later, I had totally forgotten that I'd fallen. It was totally ruining my day. And I'm like, an hour later, I had 100 other things I had to worry about. So I was like, I've got 1,000 more. No, wrong. 1,000 more annoying things to do. Oh yeah, that's what we'll do. Yeah, there we go. We'll do a G. We'll do a G to a D to an A minor, because man, I love A minor. A minor. I've got 1,000 more annoying things to do. Yeah, a friend of mine posted a TikTok of her chewing a piece of cake, and it was probably the finest work I've seen all day. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Another vlog for this 3rd of May. Please be patient with yourself, and in these strange times, take a moment to be creative. Reach outside of yourself and try to flex that muscle. And for goodness sakes, be nice to yourself, huh?